Quite often my first attempt at a painting doesn't really hit the mark. But you know what? That is a good thing because I learned so much from a failed painting and the changes I make when I paint it again and again sometimes. So this is the first version of this autumn tree painting, and you know, it's not bad. I was quite happy with it at first, but after a while things started bothering me, and then I decided that I needed to improve on it and come up with a second version, and that looks like this. So stick around. In this video I'm going to talk through why it didn't hit the mark for me, and then what I did to change it and to turn it into a painting that I am really proud of. But before I get into it, just a quick plug. You can watch the full demo of me painting this second version over on my Patreon site. There's a 7-day free trial, so it costs you nothing to watch it. Just sign up for a free trial. And you can watch all my other tutorials I got on there too. There's about a year's worth of content. The link is down in the description. Well, let's look at what actually worked on this painting. So what I like about this painting is obviously it's about this big tree here, which is the main actor in the painting. And I painted this off a reference photo, which I took while I was on my holiday in the Netherlands. And you can see that I stuck pretty much close to the reference photo. For me, really, the painting process does start when I take a reference photo. I pay attention to composition and light, and I wouldn't take a photo that I wanted to paint if it didn't already kind of say, this is a painting to me. So that's why my reference photos and paintings are often, you know, very close. So I got that right. I like the shape of the tree, mostly. I like the contrast between the warm golden colors and then the cool shadows here, getting that sense of, you know, warm afternoon light hitting the tree. I like the decision that I've made to put in this foreground tree here as a silhouette, just to create a bit of depth between the foreground and the middle ground. Generally, I like the idea of this road leading up to, well, what almost is the focal point, which is the gate, and that's where the trouble starts. It doesn't really say anything, it's just a gate. So what? And then the other problem is the road takes us straight out of the painting. And I also didn't really like the curve here. It creates this massive area on this bottom right corner, and I didn't really know what to do with it. It's neither here nor there. It's just not painted nicely. It doesn't say anything. So these are the main things that I had trouble with. But there's one more, and I will talk about that later. And that's the one that really made the difference. Let's have a look at the second version in comparison and some of the changes I made. Now, if you're one of those people who think the first version is better, then it's not. Some of the obvious changes I made is I zoomed into this painting a lot more. You can see I made the tree a lot bigger in comparison to the area. I had a nicer shape, making this much more impactful, and as a result of it, I could emphasize some of these sunny lit areas much stronger. Overall, achieved more depth by painting around my tree trunks and having that counter change within the tree. Also added a tree on this side to stop us from falling out of the painting. I added a little figure. Now, I'm not super proud of that figure. That's the one thing I would try and do better in the third attempt of this painting, but it's good enough. So I left it there. And I also lowered the horizon line. You can see that I moved it down to about here, which made this area a nicer shape and also a smaller area. So I didn't have to think about it as much as I did here. And then you can obviously see that I created a shadow going across, cast from these trees here, which also allows us to go into the painting but then not fall back out on the bottom, because we have a bit of a barrier here, and it really pushes the focus up sort of into this area. Now, I said there was one other thing I did that made the real difference, and we'll have to look at it in black and white. And you can see that there are some subtle but very important differences in the values. Especially the darker shapes are just arranged in a better way than in the first version. And one of the key changes I made, which is kind of hard to spot in the color version, is that the overall tree shape has got a stronger contrast against the sky, which makes that shape much easier to read at first glance. And then on those shrubs there on the left hand side, I've got a much nicer transition going from the dark shadows to the sunlit areas, and it looks a little bit less stripy. And then this shadow there at the bottom, that is a much nicer shape as well, a more cohesive dark shape to help us push into the painting. And then finally a much bigger foreground tree, which also creates more depth between foreground and middle ground. So while I think that all of the changes I made contribute to a better painting, the values is the one that always makes the bigger difference. And always look at your paintings in black and white when you're finished, and then see if there's enough contrast in the painting. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my analysis, and if you agree with some of the choices I made to make this a better painting. And if you do like it, as I said, check out the link below. You can see the full demo of this painting. I'd like to do more of these videos where I analyze my own paintings and then talk through the changes I've made and the improvements I've made. So let me know in the comments if that's something that you're interested in. Thanks for watching, and yeah, give me a like.